God, I fucking got a haircut. My entire neck itches. Jesus.
Did you get a haircut the other day?
No, I got a haircut. I was at the dentist. Do you listen to anything I say?
I don't, but I thought you came in with shorter hair the other day. I just didn't say anything because it's weird for me to notice that you got a haircut. But obviously I didn't because you just got it today.
Maybe I just brushed it. What's up, people?
What's up?
It's Tuesday.
Yes.
We're going to start our debate.
I feel underprepared.
You should. And I love a good debate.
Yeah.
I do.
It's
I
like
love to
every
argue. It's
conversation
actually one of my favorite things to do.
It's a good pastime.
Yeah. I sometimes, if I'm in a conversation and there's an argument starting,
I know what you're going to say.
Sometimes I will just argue against something I truly believe in, just for the sake of arguing.
What's funny is you do it with people that you don't know.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Yeah, if somebody's just slightly annoying, I'll just argue against them, and I may not believe in what I'm saying. I just do it just to make things awkward.
You did it like that Christmas party at my house a couple years ago.
Well, that guy had it coming to him.
You just went on a rant, completely against.
Wait, what that guy said?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, come on.
What did he say?
I'm not saying that. All right. So here's how we're gonna do this. Today we're gonna argue. We're gonna debate. I should say debate's more civilized.
Wrong.
There you go. And for or against buying a house. Is now a good time to buy a house? That is the question laid upon the table.
Right.
We're going to flip a coin. Heads, Mark is going to argue for buying a house. Okay? That is how it works.
We got to show them that.
Little coin flip app. Look at this.
So they know that we're not rigging it.
You can't really see it, but whatever.
You can see it.
Can they? All right. What is that?
I don't know.
Heads, for.
So I'm arguing for buying a house.
You were going to argue why you should buy a house. I'll concede the floor to you for about 3 seconds before I tear into you, son. Why is now a good time to buy a house?
Well,
go!
Okay. Historically, interest rates are at an all-time low.
No
And
tell me something that's...
renting costs more.
But you can say that
that's not a
anytime.
Somebody
but you can say that anytime. Anytime you can say that.
Coupled historic interest rates.
Anytime.
Historically low. That's not true. You can't say
people say that
historically low
anytime.
interest.
We were saying that a year ago too.
That's
when
true,
interest rates were 3.5 and they were historically low, we were saying the same thing.
You're correct, but you're still annoying. But they are lower now.
Okay.
So money's basically free to borrow.
They might get lower though.
Money's basically free to borrow. Then you can refinance. You can't refinance if you rent. Renting costs more per month than owning a house outright.
Though.
That's why now's a good time to buy a house. Because you couple those two together. Lower interest rates, less expensive. That seems like a good idea to me.
Yeah.
And those are the two main reasons why you should. Now's a good time to buy a house.
I'm glad you have two. What about how much houses cost right now? Because that's all well and good if your mortgage is only for 5 years. The problem is houses are so overvalued that if you buy a house that costs $50,000 more than it should, and your great 2.5% interest rate is awesome, by the time you go to sell your house in 10
buying
an
over
hang
expensive
on,
house.
I'm not talking. I'm not done talking.
Yeah, you're not talking. You're
by the time you go to sell that house that's $50,000 overpriced, now you've paid
you bought the
all
wrong
that
house.
interest. No, all houses are the wrong house
Not
right
true.
now.
Nope.
Yes, they are.
No.
All houses are overpriced.
You're just making stuff up. You can't just make stuff up and say that you're right.
No.
If you buy an overpriced house, are you going to
the-
say you do this every day?
Yeah.
That's my job too. If you buy an overpriced house,
Right.
then yeah, regardless of the time of the
All
year.
houses are overpriced right now. Are they
true.
not?
I don't think they're all
The only house that is not overpriced is the house I just bought. From you.
That's true.
Right, that's the only house that hasn't been overpriced.
See?
Right.
So if you buy a house that's overpriced
Right.
and you look to sell,
Right.
but you know ahead of time that you've paid too
I
much.
think you're
for it.
arguing for my side right now. Yeah.
You just need to listen for a minute.
No,
I know
I'm
it's
not
hard for you.
I'm not into listening. I'm into winning.
If you buy a house that's overpriced and you go to sell it and you know at the time you purchased it you paid too much,
Right.
chances are you're not going to make your money back. I can see
not
that
only will you
point.
not make your money back, but you've also made null your low interest rate.
Made null.
It's pointless. The interest rate you just gotten is pointless because you've overpaid for your house.
You have to buy the right house. If you find a house
There are
that
no
is
right
priced
houses.
appropriately with historically low interest rates and the savings you will make in the long run by buying versus renting, now is an excellent time to buy a house because when you sell it 30 years from now, you will make that money.
Listen, Donald, in your unicorn land,
What?
where prices aren't
Don't assign
over...
that to me.
Yeah.
This
listen.
is apolitical.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
In your unicorn land of make-believe,
Okay.
where there are some appropriately priced houses right now, yes, that might be true. But in the real world where we all live in, those houses don't exist right now.
In the real world in which we live, those houses do exist.
Okay.
Yes.
I'd like you, who claims to do this every day, I want you to name 5 sales that you don't think were overpriced.
I'm not going to name addresses.
Okay, there we go. I'm going to count that as a win for today.
You name 5 sales that are overpriced. Give addresses and names.
All of them.
That's stupid. That doesn't count.
All of them. There you go.
5 specific addresses.
Well, see,
if you're asking me to do it, you do it.
Here's
5
the thing.
specific addresses.
Here's the difference.
Go.
I do mostly sellers.
We're waiting. 5 specific addresses that were overpriced. So you go ahead. Where are we?
I think we're done. Let's wrap it up.
Okay. Low interest rates, historically low, and it costs less money to buy.
Final words.
Costs less money to buy, always.
Right.
Coupled with historic interest rates, now is a great time to purchase if you have the patience and the funds.
Except, houses are overpriced, which I think makes
That's
your
a subjective
low.
argument.
I am talking. I gave you your 30 seconds. Now hush. God damn hippie. Houses are overpriced, which makes your low interest rate just not. It doesn't even make any sense because by the time you live in your house for 10 or 15 years, and yeah, you have this great low interest rate, but you've overpaid by $100,000, you can't ever get that back. When you come to me to sell your house in 5, 10, 15 years, you're going to be upset when I go, hey, your house is worth less because you overpaid for it. That's just a fact. It's just a fact.
You can overpay for a house in any market.
Of course you can, but
so that argument doesn't make sense for this
specific
market. The market's competitive. That's true. That is true. The market is competitive, but there are still properties out there that are fairly valued.
And we're going to agree to disagree.
See you tomorrow.
But I know in your heart of hearts you agree with me.
See you tomorrow.
Bye.